Ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of the week. Tuesday night is for PALracing. We are here at Charlotte for your first of your 3 crown jewel races in PALracing Season 2, the DaBaby Car 225. Charlotte Motor Speedway, it's going to be sunny and hot out all race long. The track is scorching. These tires are going to be grating rubber, and we're all for it. Who's going to have the best tire management, and who is going to be there at the end? Chris Worrell, making his second start in Player Advancement League, is going to take the pole position. Fun fact for you guys, the top 4 are all within 1/10 of each other. The top 13, 2/10. Absolutely ecstatic qualifying effort out of a lot of our guys. We look towards the field now. Here in a few moments, we'll be able to go green. Hey, Chris, listen, open the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, what's going on?
Well, you go ahead and put that car on pole. Hot day at Charlotte. Tell us about your confidence level going into this DaBaby 225.
First off, that's a pretty funny name. It should be a fun race. Confidence level's high. As long as I can stay clean, I think I got a really good shot at winning it. Just going to plan on taking it easy, saving some tires, putting those left side tires on the blue line, and hopefully not get run over. And if that happens, I feel like I might have a chance at it.
Well, the top 13 within 1 to 2/10 of each other in qualifying. Is there anybody you're afraid of out there? This is your second start in PAL. You have a good feel for the field?
Somewhat. I was able to see last week at Iowa some of the faster guys and, who they are or whatnot. Kind of focus on trying to run my own race instead of worry about everyone else. So I feel like as long as I can just keep it safe and keep all 4 wheels on it, I'll have a good shot. But we got 150 laps to make that happen, so you never know what will happen.
All right, thank you so much, Chris.
Thank you.
We send Chris down. We'll have enough time to pull in Matthew. Matthew, this is Noah up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, Matthew, your last win in Player Advancement League's racing season came right here in the DaBaby Car 225. That was a full season's worth of racing ago. Do you have the speed to put that 53 machine back in victory lane?
Yeah, man, we're pretty hungry. It's been a little bit. Really, it's all going to be a tire-saving race, so we're just going to kind of see where we end up at the end of the run. Kind of hopeful. Only did 1 run in practice and didn't even do a qualifying mock run and still got top 5. So I know we got speed. Charlotte's one of my favorite tracks to go to IRL and in the sim. So hopefully, it works out for us. As long as we can be there at the end and have a shot at it, I think we can make something happen and hopefully go back to victory lane tonight.
All right, thank you so much, Matthew. We'll send Matthew down, and you guys already know what time it is. It is time for our go time music. Ladies and gentlemen, we set the record in PALracing for the amount of entries in the field at Iowa, and we have not disappointed. 23 cars make up the field. DaBaby Car 225. Chris Worrell will be leading them to green to his outside Jacob Pettit, Douglas Henry, Chris Warren, Matthew Heel, Jacob Alicia, Joe Houston, Aiden Gould, Samuel Lang, and we are now green flag here in the DaBaby Car 225. It's a good start. It seems throughout the field everybody gets away on the restart cleanly. No tires spinning, and everybody is off to a great start. And Chris Worrell leads the field. Jacob Pettit, my co-admin in PAL, makes up the second position. Oh, Matthew Heel down all the way to the apron. He's going to work his way back onto the track. Not sure what happened there, but he is going to settle back into 7th. Only dropped a few positions. Jacob Pettit off of 4, can't get to Chris Worrell. Chris Worrell is going to lead a lap number 1 at Charlotte. Chris Warren and that 17 machine already trying out that outside line. Guys, we talk about how hot this track is. that outside line's not going to rubber up like a traditional Charlotte race. So getting to that bottom and rolling through and saving tire is going to be what it takes here to win. Got to be there at the end, 150 laps. It's going to get smoky. Chris Worrell will lead another battle now for third. Aiden Gould on the bottom, and that is Douglas Henry on the top side. Ladies and gentlemen, Douglas Henry all this past week has been practicing so hard for this race. He has some of the confidence. I talked to him pre-race. He says as long as he can save tire like he's been doing in the practice races, he thinks he has a good shot at being there at the end. Douglas Henry ran a practice race with us. I believe it might have been last night. Went out there, smoked the field, did an exceptional job. Oh, but at the same moment he turns, Jacob Alicia into the wall. Jacob Alicia, Douglas Henry around. Do we get a caution? We should have one. It appears we are staying green. We look back towards Jacob Alicia. Has to have heavy right front damage and big rear damage, but no caution came out. He's currently 10th. Douglas Henry got the worst end of it. He is in the back. But that's not how you want to start your night to your in-player advancement league. They are not. Oh, and he spins into pit road. Big nose damage, and that will not bring up the caution. I looked over at my other monitor for a second. I don't even know how that started, but loose off the corner. Enters pit road, gets it back straight. That car is going to go a couple of laps down here. He's going to get that damage fixed. John's finally exiting pit road. And in the meantime, Aiden Gould drove up and got around Chris Worrell. And I have word now we can get Jacob Alicia in the booth. Let's pull him up. Jacob, no up at the booth. You got a copy?
I know a good copy.
Well, Jacob, we saw you in a little bit of a incident with Douglas Henry. It looked like exiting the tri-oval. You weren't quite ready for him to be that low. Got up into him, and the damage seems to be pretty significant. Give us an insight of what happened from your perspective.
I think you nailed it right on the head. Just doesn't expect him to be where he was. Completely my fault. I pulled up right in front of him. Hopefully Doug's race isn't too messed up, but I'm gonna be in the bottom of the race for this one, our ninth shot.
Well, we are sorry to hear that, but some good news going your way with the new added drop week in PAL. Maybe this is one of those that gets swept underneath the rug, because at the very moment you are still leading the points going into this race. How do you feel about the rest of the season overall? You have some free time to take a look maybe at the schedule, kind of pace yourself out, get a good idea of where you're going to run. How do you feel in terms of winning a championship this season?
Well, I don't think I'd be able to win it without this drop week after this kind of result, so I'm excited that there is one. I was really hoping to be able to save it for one of the super speedway races where it's a little bit more luck based. I really am good at Charlotte, so I was really looking forward to really showing what I can do. I'm really great with saving tires, so this race just had me all over it, and I'm out 3 laps in. Let's race it.
Oh, sorry to hear that, Jacob. I know you're bummed. We're going to stop slamming you on it. Have a good night, man.
Thanks.
Joe Houston has entered pit road, and I believe Jaheim McCarty has as well, but he's on pit road, might be fixing damage. Let's take a look at this incident report and see what might have really happened to Jaheim. Jaheim behind Travis Boomhauer. This was a handful of laps ago while we're going through the field tight into the wall. He actually goes down the front stretch chicane. Recollects the car as he goes to the grass, so he actually didn't really lose a position. I bet Luke Chadwick was like, well, what the heck was that? But I bet you he has some damage to fix. He's exiting pit road now, so he seems to be A-okay. So at the very moment, it actually looks like Matthew Heel has cycled himself out to the lead. I wonder how sweet his pit stop had to have been. Maybe we should have stayed on camera with him. Maybe he just really maximized his entry. But Aiden Gould is a second and a half off of him. Sorry, 5.3 seconds off. and Chris Worrell 6.3 seconds off. So Matthew Heel did something special there on pit road, unless everybody else is playing it really passive. Matthew Heel, last season's winner here at the DaBaby Car, your season 1 champion out front. And we're going to go ahead and do something special. We teased y'all with it at Iowa, but we'll be able to do it now, a mid-race interview with Daniel Honeycutt. Daniel, no up in the booth, you got a copy.
Yes, sir, a copy.
Well, it's that time of the race. You offer yourself up on a silver platter, so we're going to take it. It's a mid-race interview here at Charlotte. You're currently running 5th. Tell us, how is the tire saving going for you as you're trying to run down Joe Houston for 4th?
Right now I'm just trying to manage what I have. Didn't realize how hard I was pushing at that first run. I checked my tires, just down to 34%. I was like, well, I got to do something different. So right now I'm just trying to do what Kevin Harvick used to do at Atlanta, old Atlanta, where he would just wrap that bottom, and somehow he would always make his tires last longer than anybody else. So I'm going to see if that works for me any.
Have you found a certain technique to saving those tires with the throttle or the brake? How do you have your brake bias set? Tell us, what are things that you're thinking about behind the wheel as you learn more about the track and the car?
Oh, I done dropped the brake bias a long time ago. I started to get a little tight, and I was like, well, I need to make it loose somehow. So I started dropping that brake bias, and now I'm just trying to ease on the throttle coming off exit and really wrap that corner all the way down until you get on the straightaway. I'm trying not to let it drift up towards the wall, and I'm starting to notice a difference. Like right now, like I can keep it wrapped on the bottom. Joe is starting to slip up some right there in the middle of the corner, but I mean it's all a work in progress. There ain't no telling if I'm gonna be able to have enough for the end or not.
With that cloud coverage coming in, do you feel like the track has cooled down at all? Do you feel some grip go to and from, depending on where the clouds are?
I mean, grip's going to be put down regardless because of how many cars are going to be out there, and they're always going to put down a little bit of grip and make it a little bit better. And I mean, as the day goes on, I guess cloud coverage can help it quite a little bit and cool it down enough to where you can kind of maintain where you are. And oh, there's a caution.
There's a spin in front of you. Watch out.
All right, appreciate it.
We'll send Honeycutt back down, and we'll have to take a look at what happened. Okay, and we have that up now. So Travis Boomhauer being followed. He's actually in between the 2 leaders. Aiden Gould behind, Matthew Heel in front, Jaheim Carty 1 lap down the outside. At the moment, Travis Boomhauer is battling Jaheim Carty for that position. Actually, Aiden Gould gets in the back of Jaheim, goes up, collects Jaheim with nose damage. This did not give us an instant report. So, no, Boomhauer and Jaheim are actually on different laps. Oh, and Jaheim comes down and collects Chris Worrell, but it doesn't seem to be that bad. And Boomhauer up into the wall, nose damage, has the control in the restart zone.
Green, green, green.
And they throttle up. I think there was a checkup towards the back of the field. Warren might have had a little bit of an incident. Aaron Warren. Luke Chadwick might have been involved, but they still keep it clean. And Matthew Heel with a great jump. What happened at Greg? We lost Greg Joda. He just dropped a couple of positions. We didn't lose him. He seems to be okay. But now Matthew Heel looking to the bottom of Daniel Honeycutt, and he gets around, and here comes Aiden Gould. So Matthew Heel really attacked on that restart from 3rd to 1st in 1 lap. How long can he hang on to it, though? We know Matthew Heel likes to burn up those tires. Lap 66. Just under halfway. Still a little bit to go. And now Aiden Gould looking to the inside of Matthew Heel. Backstretch going into 3 and 4. Aiden Gould on the bottom has the advantage. Just Matthew Heel battle. Matthew Heel might have got a little tight there in the corner, but he is going to let Aiden clear. Follow back in, and now Joe Houston looking for the 3rd position on Daniel Honeycutt. And I think Daniel Honeycutt's going to kind of let some of these guys go, knowing that he can have some late run speed. I don't know what cars took tires and what cars took fuel only, but I would expect the common consensus would be to take only fuel, fix some damage because you have the time.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
And we have a caution, not sure what for. Greg Jodet's on pit road, seems fine. There's Jaheim, Mark, Chris, Aaron. Where is this yellow? Ethan Walker, Luke Chadwick. Goodhart, does he have right front damage? Maybe not. There's Ben Warren. I don't have an incident report, so we're not sure. There's Jonathan Green. Last car on track running. I don't know what happened. What was the yellow? I'm trying to cycle through, see if I had any wrecked late race cars. Well, I don't think anybody really hit the lottery because Chris Worrell, Mark Averett, Daniel Honeycutt all need to get their wave around. They won't cycle to the front. Nobody really hit the lottery, I guess. Nobody's going to auto cycle to the top. Perfectly landed in between the two pit cycles. Again, I don't know what the caution was for. Hey, Aiden, this is Open the Booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, we find you out here out front with the lead. Even when it looked like the car behind you gained some speed, you seem to have been able to pull away to hold them off. Tell us about your strategy right now, and then we'll ask you a few more questions if you don't mind.
Alright. Just the strategy is save. Save them tires. These things chew up quicker than any other track here in these cars, and all we have been doing is just saving tires. I feel like I've been doing a good job, definitely this run, from pulling away from Matthew there. So we'll see what happens here in about 42 laps.
And then, could you give us insight what the caution might have been? We don't have an incident report, and we don't really see any wrecked race cars.
I saw smoke on the front stretch. I don't know who it was, but as soon as we hit off 4, there was smoke. I think there's a car in the infield, so.
Okay, well, thank you. You got that car out front. You're looking strong. Is this your first career PAL victory?
Job ain't done yet, so we'll find out.
Alrighty. Thank you so much, Aiden.
Take care.
We'll set him back down. And right behind him, Mr. Matthew Magic Heel. Let's get a word in. Hey, Matthew, no up in the booth again. You got a copy?
Hey, what's up?
Well, running back at second, did you learn anything from that last run? We saw you start to catch Gould and then fall back off again. Do you have anything planned for him for this tire run?
Man, third and second place, story of my life. Right now I'm thinking more of caution with 20 to go and everybody else bolting on their last set of stickers and blowing our doors off. But Aiden Gould's run a perfect race. It's going to be hard to catch and beat him. I think we're a P2 car here. We're going to give it all we got, try to save our tires, but just hoping that this one runs out to green. Otherwise, we're all going to get our doors blown off.
So you are on your last set of tires, correct?
I believe both 51 and me are on our last set of tires.
Okay, thank you so much, Matthew. We'll send Matthew back down. And it will be Mr. Aiden Gould in control of this restart. At 150 laps down to the DaBaby Car 225, who will bring home the first of our 3 Crown Jewel events. This potentially could be the last restart of the race, your last chance to really get some easy track position. Green flag out, Aiden Gould with a good jump. Matthew Heel outside, almost by a corner. He gets clear, drops in front of Douglas Henry, holds on to second. Joe Houston outside and fourth, looking to the outside of Douglas Henry. He's going to fall back in line. As they come down the backstretch, Aiden Gould still with the gap. Matthew Heel trying to run him down. This is the last tire set for the 51 and the 53. Will they try to save it all, or do they need to keep the track position? Douglas Henry behind. Had a good run in the 53. I think Matthew Heel got tight there in 3 and 4. I've seen Douglas win from this position many times, and whether it's officials or hosteds or our own practice races, Douglas Henry knows how to get it done. But we might be able to see something special. Does Matthew Heel have a new line? I thought he'd actually drop it down on corner exit, but he's not getting that rotation. But Aiden Gould isn't really pulling away. Matthew Heel might have some ground to the bottom, ships it in. drums up the track, gets close to the 51, back in the gas. It's a drag race out of turn 4. Aiden Gould up top. Matthew Heel might still be struggling in the corner exit. Aiden Gould still with the momentum from that high side, negating Matthew's ability to get a good rotation off. But Matthew Heel has the advantage as they go through 1 and 2. Can he clear the 51? Not quite, still even. 51 run up top. They're even side by side. Joe Houston blinks out. I think he just blinked back in. Don't count him out. He might be able to take advantage if these two guys wreck each other. Matthew Heel to the lead at the DaBaby Car 225 at Charlotte, but not for too long. Aiden Gould crosses over, looking low. This time Matthew could trap him on the bottom. He could get a better rotation out of the outside, but he entered really high there. That might give the 51 enough room to have a good exit. They're door to door. Out of turn 2, they touch. Aiden Gould a little bit sideways. It's so tight here at Charlotte. No harm, no foul. 51 is now going to look back down to the bottom. They evened out for a second, but he will lose about a car length on Matthew Heel. Matthew to the lead. And Joe Houston, Douglas Henry might be sitting pretty. Joe Houston now looking to the bottom of Aiden Gould. Aiden might have to settle and let this one by if he wants to get a chance to run back down Matthew Heel. Maybe Joe Houston can use his tires up battling the 53. Let Gould get back into the picture. Douglas Henry's going to follow. Aiden Gould might just drop the 4th, but one heck of a day he has had, showing strength, but he used it all up, battling the 53 there. Might not have kept an eye on the big picture because he has dropped into 3rd, and Douglas Henry is looking to make the pass to put himself in the top 3. I still think Douglas Henry might be able to get it done. Joe Houston, Douglas Henry trying to chase down Matthew Heel. 3 cars all within a 1/10.5 of each other. Joe Houston still, like, he just does not want to pull down yet. He just doesn't think he will have that momentum. He has not tried to stick his nose a little bit lower on entry. I wonder if he's waiting. What could he be waiting for? Douglas Henry should start adding pressure. Does Douglas Henry have the speed to be able to get around the 3 and then the 53? I'm sure Douglas is thinking, hey, Joe, just go for the pass so I can capitalize. Maybe that's what's going through Houston's head during this battle. Try not to let Douglas Henry have the advantage. As they go through turns 3 and 4, Matthew has put that 1 car length lead back over Joe. Now 2. Did Joe Houston wait too long? Should he have taken an opportunity? Because now Douglas Henry is all over the back of Houston. Doug looking to the high side. Is there speed up there? Joe closes the door. Douglas Henry back down to the bottom looking for the crossover. They're nose to tail. This is what Matthew wants to see. Matthew wants to see both those cars side by side so he can pull away. 8 laps to go. Douglas Henry trying to get around Joe Houston, trying to work his way into second, but it seems like he's struggling with that machine. But what a rebound Douglas Henry has had. Lap 3, lap 4. End up in a wreck, dropping to right around the rear end of the field, has now worked his way into 3rd and is making the pass for 2nd, and he is full clear. Douglas Henry with 7 laps to go. Is that enough to run down Matthew Heel and make the pass for the win? Douglas Henry just as hungry as Matthew. 1 win last year at Dover, looking to pick up a 2nd PALracing career dub. And he follows Matthew Heel, and look at how better of a run he can get through 3 and 4, hugging that bottom. It's a solid exit. Matthew Heel, 6 laps to go here at Charlotte. He's worked so hard. He won our practice races. He showed immense strength. And now as he looks to the bottom, is there enough room to make the pass? Matthew Heel is high up in the corner. Douglas Henry, exit of 2. They're nearly even. Yes, they are door to door. Matthew Heel, he did not get the rotation speed. How do they enter into turns 3 and 4? Here it is, ladies and gentlemen, 4 laps to go. Douglas Henry bottom, Matthew Heel top, but look at Matthew Heel's exit. He gets a little bit more rotation. Could Douglas get that throttle down? Back in line he goes, falls back in. 3 laps to go here in the DaBaby Car 225. Douglas Henry back bumper of Matthew Heel. What will he try? To the inside, 3 to go. can't make it work. It was a shell injury, but Matthew Hill might have got tight in the corner. Douglas Henry, big lurch in the center. They're even. Does he clear him off of 4? Douglas Henry, he clears Matthew Hill down the front stretch. 2 laps to go. Douglas Henry leading. Matthew Hill back down to the bottom. They're even. He slides it in. Do they throw or do they touch? Maybe they might have. I'm not sure. But Matthew Hill might complete the pass. 2 laps to go, and we don't know who's going to win. Side by side down the backstretch. Matthew by half a car. Here they go into turns 3 and 4. He dives it in hard. Can he get the car to rotate? Can Douglas Henry cross over? Bumper to the back. Matthew Hill slowed up in the corner, making sure there was no crossover. He's blocking him down the straightaway. 1 lap to go into the DaBaby Car 225. Will Matthew Hill repeat, or is it Douglas Henry's year? Douglas Henry to the back bumper of the 53 through 1 and 2. He has a really good exit. It touches Matthew Hill. They're bumping down the straightaway. What will Douglas Henry do as they go into 3 and 4? Matthew Hill just needs to pray he doesn't get moved. Douglas Henry, bottom corner panel. He doesn't move him, but he gets him loose. Matthew Hill loose out of 4. Douglas Henry moves him. Douglas Henry to the lead. Douglas Henry's going to win. Douglas Henry wins the DaBaby Car 225. Oh my God, what a pass. That's the way you do it, and that's the second time Matthew Hill has lost a race with the last lap move. Douglas Henry, that has to feel great. Let's listen in.
That is what I'm talking about, baby.
Fucking hey, dude. Congratulations, Doug.
Oh, the adrenaline is pumping right now.
Hell yeah, dude. Oh, that was beautiful to watch.
Time to burn her down.
Oh, I'm so fucking proud, dude.
That might have just been one of the greatest finishes in Player Advancement League history. That might have been one of the greatest battles we've seen across iRacing or Counter-Strike. Douglas Henry makes the pass for the win. Douglas Henry is your winner. I don't know why it has Sam Lang at the top of the leaderboard, but Douglas Henry gets it done, and Matthew Hill has to settle with the P2. Douglas, this is no up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
I got a copy, brother.
Douglas, I called my shot. I said you were going to win at Charlotte. I knew you could do it. Tell us about that pass on the last lap. Do you feel like it was a little zealous? Was it what you had to do? Is it what you meant to do? What are the emotions right now with that battle with Matthew Hill?
I mean, Matt is so good. I had to bump him a little bit. I hope I didn't mess him up too bad, but I had the tires. I had the, man, I can't even talk right now. That's crazy. I had the tires. I had him beat, but he gave it all he had, and so I had to tap him just a little bit there. But he finished second, so I'm not too worried about it.
How do you feel about getting a win this early in the season? Championship favorite here, and we call you the short track king. This is Charlotte. What more do you have for us this season?
Well, I'll tell you what, I will make a good showing in Martinsville.
Alrighty. Thank you so much, Douglas. Congratulations, buddy. We'll move Douglas back down. Let him celebrate the next driver. We got to get in here. Mr. Matthew Hill, if we could grab him. Matthew, no up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah.
Well, Matthew, it was an epic battle. You were holding off Joe Houston. You were holding off Aiden Gould. You were holding off Douglas Henry until the last corner. Tell us what is going through your mind right now.
First off, got to give a big shout out to the car that was 4 laps down that ran a different line. Every single corner held me up, brought all those cars to me. I'm just tired of getting moved out of the way by the same car every week. I knew I ran aggressive there, and he probably did what he had to do. It was probably as clean as you could do it. Really frustrated. Just going to win next week.
Call your shot, buddy. Get a win next week. Thank you so much, Matthew.
Yep.
We'll send Matthew back down. You can see here he's audibly pretty distraught, but gives us a pretty respectful interview. And we have to go to the man who might have the most career top 3s I've ever seen, Joe Houston. Joe, this is Noah in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you, Noah.
Well, Joe, you went out here. You even had a little bit of a shot there for the win, and you just couldn't quite make the move on Matthew Heel. Tell us, how'd the day go for you, and how do you keep finishing top 3?
Yeah, it was a good run. This is probably about where I deserved to finish, but definitely it was cool to have an opportunity there at the end. So I think I could have maybe used the bumper and got by, but I think Douglas probably would have had it either way. So yeah, good race, and again, yeah, another top 3. We'll take it. Can't complain with that, and try and just keep that streak rolling.
Alrighty, thank you so much, Joe.
Good night, man.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be the conclusion of your DaBaby Car 225. I still can't believe that finish. Matthew Heel was so close at repeating, and if the corner would have went cleaner, we'd probably see him in victory lane, but Douglas Henry drove his heart out. Ladies and gentlemen, same time, same place next week. I will catch all of you here for Pocono, the Illuminati 188 from the Tricky Triangle. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Noah Longer. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Woo, what a race.